Okay, Help Bubba Learn Enzymes was a performance assessment. And as a performance assessment, that's where you apply the content and skills. I don't know if people are reading the quiz instructions. Um, it's always a good idea to do that. So if you noticed, I highlighted in yellow even that you could use your notes in your biomolecule book to refer to while working on this. I don't know if you read that, but in doing your corrections, please do so. The other key point I want to point out, so you can use your notes, and I'll go over which notes and where to get those would have been best. In every performance we've had, there's been some kind of text you need to refer back to. And so this is the text. This one piece, it's this reaction in the text that you need to refer back to for most of this performance assessment. So, Bubba, just like you would be in class, you were given this piece of text and you needed to read it. And then the task in class would have been to diagram what was happening. So here is Bubba's diagram. It is an incorrect diagram. And so your job was to look at this diagram and to relabel it correctly. Here's the thing. A lot of you that did it did a general. You just came down here and labeled it like you would put on for this. You said this is the enzyme. Yes, it's the enzyme, but what is the enzyme in this situation? So that was, if you missed that first question, that is what you missed. You did a general diagram. You did not do the model of how cellulose is broken down. So as you correct number one, please make sure you are using this. You are doing how cellulose is broken down, and then that you refer to this text to help you support that. Okay, so all of this will come from the reading. And then once you do that, here's where you apply if your knowledge of biomolecules towards this. Now, this first question comes directly from the reading. It tells you what biomolecule it is, and so it also tells you what the monomer is. So this first part came directly from the text up above. Now this one, you did have to apply knowledge of an enzyme and what type of biomolecule an enzyme is. And that would come directly from your biomolecule book. It would have also come from your investigation last Friday in this background information. A lot of this would have helped you on your performance task because you're applying this information. And this tells you what type of biomolecule enzymes are. It talks about how they work. And this was part of your investigation on Friday. Okay, so this is applying biomolecules for 2. On 3, you're going back to what you labeled here. And you're combining it with your question 2. So you've already labeled what the substrate is in the diagram. So you put this name of your substrate right there. And you already said what biomolecule it was. So now what is the function of that biomolecule in our bodies? And you put that there. And the molecule on the bottom. You need to say, what is this biomolecule? I would have taken either specifically what it is, or you could have given the name of it right there. Now, here you're talking about what is that purpose? What is that function? See, we had function here. Now you're going to talk about what is its function. And in a chemical reaction, its function has a specific name. That was also in last Friday's investigation. It was also in, or it should have been in, your notes on Thursday that you should have done. So your two best resources were your C notes that you took over pages in the text, and then your investigation that you did. So this is what is this function in that reaction. Okay, question 4 directly relates to the function of enzymes and function of enzymes in general. If you miss points on this, it's because the most incorrect answer, you just said, oh, cellulose can't be broken down. We don't have that enzyme. That's not what it's asking. It's asking about the function of all enzymes. And can one enzyme do the job of another enzyme? So you had an enzyme in the above, you had cellulose, but then your lab from last Friday was talking about amylase. So I brought that over. So this should have been an enzyme you're familiar with. What it's asking is, can amylase, one enzyme, do the job of cellulase, another enzyme? So it's asking about enzyme specificity, not whether we can digest cellulose or not. And then hardly anybody had any problem with this. So this was just interpreting a graph, which directly relates back to last Friday's investigation. So once again, your two best shots are the notes in your lab from last Friday and your C notes that you took last Thursday. Okay, and if you need more information, I have attached 2 videos that go over enzyme function also. But if you took good notes and you did the lab last Friday, I still think that's your best bet. So that's how to make your corrections. And if you didn't get a grade you want, that kind of explains either where you went wrong, or I'm guessing I had some people finish this in 8 minutes, which pretty sure tells me that you didn't use your resources. And on a performance assessment, you can use your resources because it's an application of knowledge and skills.